1 Kings 6 chapter, 1st verse. But I'm going to talk about all of that chapter. 1 Kings 6 chapter, 1st verse says this. And it came to pass, in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the Mount Ziph, which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of the Lord. Amen. Oh, wise and wonderful Father, once again I come before thee, just giving you thanks for this opportunity just to talk to these your people. Now, Father, I ask that you remove me, that they may hear from you and bless me, Father. These are all the blessings in your Son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I want to set the tone of what happened here. This was 480 years after they have come out of Egypt, which means that their wilderness time was over. Solomon was given a task here. That was to build the temple. His daddy thought he was going to build the temple. But he didn't get that opportunity. One of the things that I know about studying this particular text is that David was given all the dimensions. David was given all the instructions by God. But he passed that on to Solomon. That same thing happens today, but we miss the point. God sometimes gives somebody else instructions that they give you, but you fail to do what you asked to do. See, Solomon had to do what his daddy asked him to do, which God gave the directions to his daddy. Sometimes we're given instructions by our earthly fathers and mothers, and we fail to do what they tell us and don't understand why things ain't going right. Amen. I'm going to take and put a lid on this, working on the temple. Working on the temple. Solomon was about to build the temple. Solomon had all the dimensions that David gave him. He knew what he needed to do, but he had some things that was bothering him. Solomon wanted to do things in a way that made things look good. He wanted the building to look beautiful. He wanted that building to be magnificent. But he didn't understand one thing about that building. That building was only going to be temporary. That building wasn't going to be a permanent fixture. It's just going to be a temporary fixture. But he put all these magnificent things in the building. I'm going to look at what he was doing as he built this building. In 1 Kings 6:7 it says, and the house, when it was in building, was built of stone made ready before it was brought thither, so that there was neither hammer nor axe nor any tool of iron heard in the house while it was in building. That tells me that while they was building the building, they made sure that all the hammer and all the nail and all the work that took and made noise was done away from the building. There was no noise while they were building the building. Solomon had it quiet while they were building the building. Here's what I understood from the text. There's a problem with us today when we're thinking about working on the temple. We let too much noise get into the temple while we're working on the temple. All the gossip that gets into the temple. All that ratification and justification that we bring into the temple. All those things we bring into the temple, and God wants silence while you're working on the temple. He don't want a lot of noise while you're working on the temple. He wants you to meditate. He wants you to think about him. He wants you to put your mind on who's going to dwell in the temple. That's what Solomon was doing. He knew that that temple was going to be a place that God dwelled in, so he wanted to make sure that it was done right. Well, it came time that he built it. He had the outside looking good. That's what we tend to do. We make the outside look good and put a three-piece suit on. Pretty dress. Nice hats. So the outside look real good. And then we come on and we say we got a building going up. People come by, they see the building, it looks so good. It's like that hooping preacher. Sounds good. Want to listen to him. Sounds good. But here's what happened. Inside the building. It says, concerning this house, which thou art building, if thou wilt walk in my statute, and execute my judgments, and keep all my commandments, walk in them, then will I perform my word with thee, which I spake unto David thy father, and will dwell among the children of Israel, and will not forsake my people. That tells me something. That's God talking to Solomon. That tells me something about what was going on here. God has standards. There's some standards that you must follow in order for you to allow God to dwell in the temple. God wasn't going to dwell in the temple and be with the people if they didn't do what he asked them to do. He had standards that they had to follow. It doesn't matter how good the building looks on the outside. What you're doing on the inside is going to determine whether or not he's coming in. So you can make the building look good. But if you ain't do what I asked you to do, I don't want to join you in the building. There's something about trying to build a temple for God to dwell in when he don't want to participate in it. Come on. You got a church full of folk, but ain't nobody walking right, nobody talking right, but you want God to be in the presence. How you going to have God in the presence and you acting up and you doing what you want to do? There's some standards that you got to follow. You got to do it the way God say do it if you want him to be there. He's not going to just come dwell in anything. You got to do it the way God say do it. You can't do what you want to do and think he's going to come dwell. Nice churches being built. Mega churches being built. And they wait to put God inside the church. But if you put him in the church and you leave him there, what you going to do when you get out there? Come on. But that's what we want to do. We want the nice church. We want to come here on Sunday and have God with us on Sunday. There's something about building this temple. I want to know whether or not you're working on the temple. See that there's some thoughts and some myths that temple got tore down and it's going to be rebuilt. That's the Jewish custom. They still believe that the temple is going to be built again. Well, look at what he did. Solomon, when he built that temple, he said the inside matters. It matters what's going to be on the inside. That's right. God's going to dwell in here. Solomon put some cedar in there. I'm not reading the text, there's a lot there. But if you read that text, you'll see that the building outside was made with stone. But he put some cedar in there to cover all that stone. On a stone seam inside the building. Now, I don't know about the younger generation, but I know the older generation can understand this. You used to can go into your grandma and your auntie house and they had that old cedar chest. And if you open that chest, that aroma that came out of that chest, what a sweet, sweet flavor that you had come out of that cedar chest. And that's what Solomon wanted. He wanted God to always have something good that he can taste and smell. What he wanted is that aroma to keep God's presence happy. He didn't stop there. He covered everything in there with gold. That's right. He wanted to make that the most beautiful thing that you could ever see. You know how we want that gold watch, that gold bracelet, that gold necklace? We want that gold because that symbolizes something. That means I got something. He was making it right for God. Now here's the problem. Once again, he was thinking about something permanent. Won't thinking about nothing in spiritual. He's just thinking about God's going to dwell in this building and I'm going to make it good so he'll be here. But what about when you leave the building? Working on the temple. I want to sort of look at that building and look at my building. I'm about to believe this, and this is what gets me with people. I'm about to believe that your yard looks good. I'm about to believe that your hedges are trimmed and everything looks good around your house. But the problem is sometimes your neighbor look at the outside and they see how gorgeous the outside is and they ring your bell because they want to come on the inside and they say, hello, how you doing? And your answer is, and you pull the door to behind you, I'm fine, how you doing? That tells you that there's something on the inside of the building that you don't want your neighbor to see because the inside don't look as good as the outside, so you're trying to keep them out. You don't want the neighbor to see the mess that you got in the house. You got clothes everywhere. You got food everywhere. You don't want the neighbor to see that. But watch this. That temple that you're working on, which is called this body, you got all sorts of kinds of stuff on the inside. All sorts of negativity going on the inside. But what you want to do is you want to say, God, come on the inside. Well, you won't even invite your neighbor in your own nasty house, but you want to invite God in your own nasty body. Come on, how is it that you can invite God into an old dirty temple, but you won't invite your neighbor into your own nasty house? Got to be some cleanup that takes place. If you want to invite God in, clean up. Ain't no way you gonna tell me you want a God that's as big as he is to come in your own nasty, filthy self, but won't let nobody in your own nasty house. It's a bad thing. But Solomon is just trying to show us something. You want the inside to be just as good as the outside. How can you expect God to come and dwell in a place that's nasty, filthy, dirty? You just cussing everybody out. You just talking about everybody. You just running everybody down. Preacher can't never do right. Ain't nobody good but you. I'm the only one that's doing it right. Everybody else is messed up. God, come on in here. And my stuff is just as ragged. But the only problem is ain't nobody telling me it's ragged. They just pat me on the back. That's right. That's right. You all right, son? You all right? Messed up. Well, guess what you're doing? You ain't telling me that I'm messed up, but you're telling the neighbor that I'm messed up. You go tell somebody else that you ought to see him. Oh, you see him in church and you hear him preach and you think he's somebody, but watch him at home. Check with his family, see what his family say about him. Is he doing the same thing at home that he's doing in the church? Because if he ain't, that means that he got a temple that he's trying to invite God in that ain't clean. Do the same thing at home that you do in the church. Do the same thing at the grocery store that you do in the church. Do the same thing on your job that you do in the church. Work on the temple. That's the only way you're going to work on the temple is you got to be the same way all the time. Okay, maybe I missed that. But watch this. That temple that he built was sitting there. Whenever God went in that temple, it would have been the same temple all the time. It wasn't different today versus tomorrow. It's the same temple every day. Why you want to be different? Every day you got a new attitude. I don't like the boss today, but I ain't going to like the secretary tomorrow. I I don't like my neighbor today, but I ain't going to like the one across the street tomorrow. Different attitude every day, but you want God to dwell in there. It's got to be the same all the time if you want him to dwell in it. And if it's the same all the time, it ought to be all about him all the time. All the time it should be about God, not about you anyhow. It's his dwelling place. Oh, okay, maybe we missed it again. But watch this, because here's what I said. I said that temple that he built was only temporary. It wasn't going to be there forever. But here's what I want you to get. Because, yes, I'm talking about the temple being dirty and not being clean and have to be cleaned up so God can dwell in it. But guess what don't happen? It don't get done overnight. It don't happen overnight. Now, what I know is that the moment he comes into your life, you saved right then. It don't take you 6 months to get saved. It just takes you some time to get clean. Okay, watch this, because I want you to see the text before I tell you about it. In 1 Kings 6:38 it says, and in the 11th year, in the month Bull, which is the 8th month, was the house finished, throughout all the parts thereof, and according to all the fashions of it, so was he 7 years in building it. 7 years. Wasn't done overnight. God don't give you a task and expect you to do it right then and make sure that it's all right if it's a long-term thing. And salvation is a long-term thing. Guess what? Once you get it, you're going to be with him forever. So it takes time. And here's what happens. We get caught up. If Noah stopped building the ark, because folk told him that ain't no rain coming, then there would be no us. There was time that it took for that to take place. Years went by and folk thought he was crazy, and they think the same thing about you. Every year you're a different person, and they said, you don't do this no more. You don't do that no more. You don't do this no more. And they just count the things that you stop doing. But it takes time for some of those things to drop off. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that God can't stop it overnight, because he can. I've seen him do it. Alcoholic put down his alcohol and don't touch it no more because God stopped him, not because he stopped. Drug addict put down the drugs, don't do the drugs no more. Why? Because God stopped him, not because he stopped. It don't happen overnight for you and I, but God can do it instantaneously. All you got to do is realize that you got some work to do. You got to work on the temple. You can't just say, I believe in you, God. Now it's over. Oh, that sounds silent, don't it? Where's the worship? Where's the praise? Where's the honor? Where's the glory? We don't know how to do that. That's the part of working on the temple. Because you're doing what he wants to know that you're going to do when he dwells there. Why he want to dwell with you and you ain't going to give him no honor, no praise, no glory? All right. Oh, okay, maybe y'all got friends like that. Maybe you got a friend that'll get in the car and ride with you from here to Charlotte and won't talk to you all the way there. Well, I'm going to ride with you from here to Charlotte and we ain't having no conversation. We must not be the friends that you say we are. That's what God is saying. Why I want to dwell up in the inside of you and you ain't never got no conversation with me. You ain't never got nothing to give me. You ain't never got no praise. You ain't never got no worship. You ain't never got anything that you want to give me, but you want me to come and be with you all the time. Why am I come and be around you all the time and you ain't got nothing to give me? Give me something. Work on the temple. That's all he wants. Work on the temple. There will be no more buildings built for him. The building is already built. You just got to let him in. But before you let him in, realize you got work to do. Don't invite him in doing the things you want to do. Invite him in knowing that you're going to do what he wants you to do. find you in God, and I'm going to do what you say do. I'm going to go tell them whether they want to hear it or don't want to hear it. I'm going to tell them whether they talk about me or don't talk about me. I'm going to do what you want me to do. That's all he's asking us to do. It didn't just happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight with Solomon. It's not going to happen overnight with you. Your building ain't going to be beautiful overnight. You got to work on it. It takes some time. Took some time. How do I know it takes time? Because guess what happened? It took time. It took time for Jesus to come. Come on, Doc. From the heavens with his Father. To come down here to the earth with us. Walk this earth. Took some time. He didn't just come and say, I'm here, now I'm going to make salvation happen. I had to go through something. That temple that he was in had to go through something. It had to be worked on. He went in the wilderness just like the people did. He was tempted just like the people was then and is today. But the difference is he did what the Father told him to do throughout the mission. It was always obedience to the Father, not his way, but the Father's way. When the people challenged him, it was always, I'm doing what the Father asked me to do. He went through some things. It didn't take him 1 minute to go through that. It took him some time. He stayed on the cross for some time. He didn't go on the cross and say, okay, I'm up here. As soon as I do this, it's over and we're gone. No. He stayed. And he hung there. So that the people could get time. Oh, watch this, because maybe you might miss it. I missed it a long time ago, but I got it now. Maybe he needed some time for some folk to get there. Come on now. Maybe he just needed you to make it to the cross. See, there's some belief by some people that it happened 2,000 years ago, so I won't dare. Let me tell you, I was right there with him. How do I know? Because he had me on his mind even way back then. And because he didn't just come right down on the cross, I can do what I do today. It's because he stayed there. But his work won't done. He was still working on the temple. He had to come down from the cross, go down into the grave. When he went down into the grave, he still had work to do. Oh, he could have went in the grave and came right back out. But he told them, in 3 days, this temple shall be raised. Oh, wait a minute. I think that right there brings us to the temple. Working on the temple. Everybody thought he was talking about destroying the temple, being the building. That's right. And in 3 days it would be restored. And they thought he was a crazy man. But what he was telling them was, if you kill this temple, in 3 days, it shall rise again. And he said, because of that, you and I, the temples that we now own, can have the same spirit in us that dwells in him. But the only way you can have that spirit dwell in you is you got to be obedient and follow the commandments of the Lord. When he came out of the tomb, his work still was not done. His work for us was done. But he still had work to do. He walked the earth a little longer. But when he came out, this is what he said. Now, I love how God does things, because this message was already ready. Y'all think I prepared it this morning? I didn't prepare it this morning, but Sunday school was prepared this morning. And this message was already prepared even before Sunday school lesson. I didn't know what God was going to give me, but he knew what he was going to give me for this day. Guess what he said? He told those disciples he had what? All power when he came out. And because he had all power, guess what he was able to do? He gave the authority to us to deliver the word. He gave us the authority to go out and make proof out of the people. All I come to do today is tell you, work on the temple. Clean up the temple. If you want God to come in, clean it up. I don't have to go no further. If you want God to come in, clean up the temple. Oh, no, don't clean Stoney Branch. Clean up the temple. Don't try to clean St. Paul. Clean up the temple. Don't try and clean New Hope. Clean up the temple. It ain't about you trying to go and clean up a church. It's about you cleaning up the temple.